coming up this morning. Meeting of chiefs of the staff of ECOWAS member states kicks off today in Accra to strategize on military intervention in Niger. Also in the bulletin, special prosecutor seeks extension to freeze of Sanitation Minister Cecilia Bernard-Dape's accounts at the High Court today. The Forum of Kings and Traditional Leaders of Africa condemns the ECOWAS decision to deploy military intervention in the ongoing political crisis in Niger. A while later on the international front, at least 17 soldiers have been killed in an Islamist militant attack and another 20 wounded in Niger. We have details of these and some other stories coming your way. Stay with us. Find us on DSTV channel 279. We are streaming across the world on Facebook at TV3 Ghana. Do join us with your thoughts and comments. Let's take the details now. The chiefs of defense staff from ECOWAS member states are gathering in Accra for a crucial two-day meeting aimed at formulating a comprehensive plan of action in response to the recent coup in Niger. The meeting commencing today holds paramount significance in charting the course for a coordinated intervention strategy. One of the primary objectives of this gathering is to establish a consensus among member states on critical aspects of the intervention plan. This includes determining the number of troops each member state will contribute to the operation, identifying logistical requirements, designating a host country for the intervention forces, and establishing the deployment timeline. This meeting follows a similar one in Abuja, Nigeria on August 2, where military chiefs discussed strategies to address the Niger crisis. Their engagement in Accra is set to further refine and solidify these plans to effectively address the situation in Niger. As the impending meeting of the chiefs of defense staff of ECOWAS member states approaches, the president of the Forum of Kings and Traditional Leaders of Africa, Togbe Amenya Fiti, has decried the ECOWAS decision to deploy military intervention in the ongoing political crisis in Niger. He contends that the past experiences from Liberia, Libya, and Cote d'Ivoire must serve as a guiding principle when making decisions in this magnitude.
With unwavering commitment to the well-being of our people, we say no to the military interference in Niger and call for a comprehensive and proactive approach to address the conflict. The Forum vehemently opposes any effort aimed at undermining the hard-fought independence and sovereignty of African nations. The Forum calls on African political leaders to remain steadfast in upholding the principle of self-determination, accountability, and good governance, thereby safeguarding the interests and well-being of their citizens. The Forum remains convinced that by upholding these principles, we can secure a brighter future for our continent as we collectively ensure that the mistakes of the past are not repeated and that African nations thrive on their own terms. The lesson learned from previous military interference and their impact on the livelihood of citizens, particularly in Liberia, Libya, and Cote d'Ivoire. There is the need for a comprehensive approach that addresses the root causes of conflict, focusing on the prevention and safeguards that leaves the property of citizens. There is the urgent need to find comprehensive and sustainable solutions that addresses the root causes of coup d'etats in West Africa and prevent future escalations.
Meanwhile, renowned security analyst Colonel Festus Aboagye has emphatically restated his appeal to ECOWAS to exercise prudence and caution in its approach to the ongoing political crisis in Niger. Colonel Aboagye contends that resorting to military intervention among its mediation strategies may not be conducive to resolving the situation at hand. The sentiment expressed by Colonel Aboagye was echoed by some Ghanaian residents in Niger.
The safety and security of your citizens, not in Ghana, but within the borders of Niger, is something that you must put at the center of your decision to go or not to go. So that is an existential threat. The moment the balloon goes off that ECOWAS has entered Niger, it's very likely that the Nigerian citizens will be targeting ECOWAS citizens. And even if ECOWAS manages to win a very quick victory, it does not rule out the possibility that some ECOWAS lives might be lost. Now, that is also part of the humanitarian crisis. The risk that if the intervention does not achieve a very quick outcome of just unseating the CNSP, the National Council for Safeguarding the Homeland, then it's going to undermine the cohesion or cohesiveness and the capacity and integrity of the armed forces of Niger. In other words, when you weaken the armed forces, you then create conditions for the terrorists to rather make gains, capture more territory. So if ECOWAS wants the region or sub-region to be classically democratic, then we must look to implementing, executing, upholding, promoting all the principles of democracy. One or two of the reasons why the coup happened in Niger. One, corruption. 125 million US dollars defense procurement disappeared, and nobody must be held accountable. That is not democracy, certainly. So is it the case that some of the ECOWAS leaders are themselves mired in corruption and they fear the consequences if Niger succeeds? Is that the case? I'm only asking a question. All said and done, I think that the government must think twice before it decides to go. It must find other ways of supporting the ECOWAS decision. That's the implementation.
I'm not sure the ECOWAS intervention will come. I'm not sure. So we have some of the questions I cannot answer because they have advised us not to involve in the political side. So our main problem is to know how to communicate with the Ghanaians so that how to advise them not to involve in anything which is happening right now. One thing that we have to know is if there's any intervention, it's not only Ghanaians because we have so many foreigners here. We have Nigeria, we have Beninois, we have so many foreigners here. So if ECOWAS is going to use force, I think the foreigners who are living in this country, then we are going to have a big problem because they are going to attack us. That one is for sure.
Let's now hear from a Nigerian who says they do not back ECOWAS in its bid to return their country to a democratic rule. He says they were disappointment in the leadership style and management of the economy by the ousted President Mohamed Bazoum.
ECOWAS is equal to France. ECOWAS is not there for the Niger people. ECOWAS, we're going to fight them back. We are ready to face them. I can tell you 99% of the population are happy. Because you see, imagine the soldiers, they will catch the terrorists and you release them. Meanwhile, villages are moving away. The terrorists, they have been killing people, innocent people, and then the French army is, the Westerners, they are here, but they cannot do anything because they are here for their interest. Even Macron said it. The soldiers better. Even now, even the money that the soldiers collected, the soldiers can use that money to invest, to do something better.
Away from that, an Accra High Court is expected to determine an application for the extension of the freezing of the account of Cecilia Abna Dapaah, who happens to be the sanitation minister, the OSP, on August 10 filed an affidavit in support of the motion that searches to have led to the discovery of cash in the sum of $590,000 and 2.730 million cedis in the Abelempe residence of the former minister. The OSP said to facilitate investigations, it considered it necessary for the issuance of a freezing order against the bank account and investments of the respondent, which is Cecilia Dapaah, at Prudential Bank and Societe Generale Bank, in accordance with Section 38, Clause 1 of Act 959 and Regulation 19, Clause 1 of Legislative Instrument 2374. As the in-camera hearing continued on the second day, more revelations have come to light from 3 additional victims in the Wa defilement case. The testimonies presented behind closed doors have provided startling insights into the accused's alleged activities. The evidence presented in court have indicated that several victims have close familiarities with the accused person.
The 3 girls testified, and all of them were cross-examined by the accused person. Remember, the accused person is unrepresented at the moment. Then they testified to the facts. They told the court what the accused did to them, how he did it to them, the modus operandi he deployed in getting them. But underpinning all that was that the accused had enough food to give them, so most of them went for food. Others said that he promised them that he was going to take them to school and ensure that they go through school successfully. We could not bring in the doctors and the investigator because the doctor is not available at the moment. He's away in Accra and he'll be returning on Monday. So we're likely to take the doctor on Tuesday and then take the investigator on Tuesday, and the state will be done with its case. There's a particular one where the mother said that the girl will not testify, and therefore we had to let that one slide. But at the moment, those who are testifying are 9. 8 of them have given evidence. Tomorrow one will give evidence, and all the 9 would have given evidence in respect of the accused person.
A distressing incident occurred in the Cape 3 Point Forest Reserve in the Western region, where John Baba Kolan, a member of the Rapid Response Unit of the Forestry Commission, was shot in the head and back by unidentified illegal miners. The incident unfolded when the Takoradi Forest District Office of the Forest Services Division received information about illegal mining activities near the Morrison community within the reserve. A team of 9 personnel comprising Rapid Response Unit staff and forest guards was dispatched to the site to investigate the situation. Upon their arrival, the team spotted illegal miners engaged in the notorious practice of dig and wash. In an effort to apprehend the miners, the team members decided to approach from different angles and encircle them. However, within minutes, gunshots were heard and chaos ensued. The illegal miners fled, leaving their tools behind, and it was discovered that John Baba Kolan had been shot. The injured staff member, who was vomiting blood, was rushed to the Efiang Kwanta Government Hospital. The victim was later referred to the Cape Coast Regional Hospital for further treatment, but was again given referral to the University of Ghana Medical Center in Accra. Medical examinations revealed that multiple metallic bullets lodged in various parts of his head, scalp, neck, and other areas were discovered. The case has been reported to the Takoradi Central Police Station, although no arrests have been made so far. Political science lecturer at the Kumasi Technical University, Professor Smart Sapong, says Kennedy Agyapong has a number of positive attributes that gives him an edge over other candidates in the NPP flag-bearer race. He says those attributes can convince a member of the superdelegates to vote for him in August 26.
Level of discipline. And for me, he presents himself as somebody like that. He is philanthropic. That for me is a strength. And you can count many maths and many institutions that have benefited from Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. He is a grassroots man. You can't take that away from him. For me, that is also a strength. You know, sometimes politics is not all about big English or wearing of suits and those things, official activities. Sometimes you need to go down to the bush, to the muddies, and I think he presents himself as somebody like that. I think above all, maybe he's also a legislator, a very long-serving one. Next year you'll be 24 years in parliament. I think that's also a strength. But what for me does the deal is the fact that he has been a successful businessman in an environment like ours when people largely do not care about the success of other person's businesses, attitude, lateness, indiscipline. So if you're able to establish businesses in a terrain like ours and sustain it, grow it, multiply it like he has done, I think he brings that on as a strength. And we hope that he can present himself that to the people so they can accept him. Yes, he is still number 3.
On the international front, the National Labour Commission has directed government to implement the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana's agreed upon conditions of service. The commission further ordered government to issue letters to principals of the 48 public colleges of education indicating payment terms. Our Labour correspondent Daniel Opoku was at the crucial meeting and comes through with the following report, and we will bring you international right after this.
Government flouted an earlier directive to the National Labour Commission ruling to pay 7 months arrears to members of the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAG, as well as pay 15 leave days and credit 1 month additional duty allowance into their accounts. The Commission has once again directed the representatives of government to issue letters indicating terms of payment to the principals of the Colleges of Education before asking CTAG to call off its strike.
Finance has given release, controller is worked on it. It's going to be part of their salary this month. But there were other outstanding issues which the Commission had given directive which has not been complied with. And that is what the Commission has stated, that it is not happy with the conduct of the complainant. It has given them up to the close of today to issue the letters to the colleges of the principals and of the colleges to implement same and all others. The Commission must have a letter stating the status of implementation. They have been directed to call off the strike upon receipt of the letter.
But CTAG says it will not call off a strike until they receive a firm commitment from government.
We want to see evidence. If you are telling me what I'm owing you, I'm going to pay it in August. I want evidence to show that, yes, when August salary drops, I will see that payment. And if you are in a way saying that maybe this one will be delayed, let me see what you are saying, and I'll see if I can agree or not. So when we get all these documents, then we also can go back to our constituents. The Commission is asking us to stay our strike for now.
Let's do international now. At least 17 soldiers have been killed in an Islamist militant attack and another 20 wounded in Niger. The ambush happened in the Tilibiri region close to the border with Burkina Faso. The military said more than 100 attackers were killed as they escaped the scene. The government statement said the prompt reaction of the military and the air-land response initiated at the scene of clash made it possible to deal with the situation with their enemies. This is the 7th attack on the country's forces since military officers overthrew their government in Niamey 3 weeks ago. Niger's army has cited the jihadist insurgency as a justification for last month's coup. If you log on to 3news.com, my name is Godwin Asidiba. The show continues with Bella Mundi and Roland Walker. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Not bad. Are you in high spirits today?
Oh, yes.
It's okay. Better now, right? Yeah, things are not clashing here and there.
Oh, you mean the other day?
Last week, yeah. He wasn't. That was last week, exactly a week ago.
Yeah, that was last week. Friday.
Oh, it was Friday instead.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
You took that into the weekend. Oh.
Oh no, he said he left it that day and he moved into positivity. And I've seen that happen this week. So, Charlie, you day form.
Yeah.
Papa Ro, what's up?
PhD.
PhD's up, eh? I know. Yesterday was a great interview, by the way. I don't know if you watched it. Asidiba Godwin.
With honesty.
Did you?
With who?
Oh, wow.
Discipline.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, don't carry it into the day.
So yesterday, Honorable Kennedy Japan was on the show.
Yes.
It was blow for blow. What